Hi Aquarius, welcome to your May 2019 relationship reading. My name is Raina, and last night I posted a video for you for this type of reading, and some people were saying I was saying Taurus. I guess I must have just been totally confused because I had already made a Taurus video, so I just deleted that, and this is a whole new spread. I'm just starting over again. For some reason, I'm having trouble doing your reading. This reading is intended for people who are struggling in their relationship. Maybe you've had some kind of a test, trial, and as well as those who have broken up with somebody and still have that connection to them emotionally and are having a hard time moving on. And if you're single, I should be posting singles readings sometime in April. And so obviously if it's May, I've already done so. I'm really planning on doing that at some point, so stay tuned for that. The heart of the matter is the Ace of Wands. This is an enthusiastic new beginning. Now, this doesn't have to be that you are going off in your own direction. I guess it could be. But when I do these readings, there's always, to me, the hope that in some cases that the relationship can resolve itself. And in this specific case, this could be something related to kind of turning a new corner, maybe turning over a new leaf in your relationship with your partner. Maybe you've had stress because, you know, one of you has given birth and that adjustment to taking care of a child put a lot of stress on the relationship. Maybe one of you was working a shift that made it so that you weren't together during the week, and that created problems, and now it's changing. Or somebody's in the military and they've been gone and now they're coming back, and so there's like, yeah. And I think especially if you have been separated for some reason, maybe through being in different locations for work, or including, like I say, the military, or somebody going home to visit their family and they live thousands of miles away, you may be able to rekindle something, okay? And definitely with the wands, we're talking about fire energy. In the past position, we have the Knight of Swords. You are swords, being Aquarius, but the Knight of Swords has that fiery element to it. So it can be this sense of like, I mean, this card represents lawyers. So it may have even been that you took it that far, or your spouse took it that far of like, yeah, let's consult some legal expert about how we're going to do this. And in any case, whatever has been going on, the ultimate point is that now you may feel a sense of enthusiasm again. However, it is possible that this is you anticipating a new life, and that could definitely be the case. I always like to, since this is a general reading, I just like to keep all of the possibilities open to be as relatable as possible. The Knight of Wands, the Knight of Swords is a card that connects to telling it like it is. And if this is something that you have done in your relationship, it may have kind of released a lot of resentments and, you know, kind of cleared the air, because perhaps you were keeping something inside when you should have been sharing your grievances. And that's something that may have caused some kind of misunderstanding, an unnecessary distance between the two of you. And now you feel a lot more connected to this person, because whether they have done it or you have done it. The higher message is the King of Wands. And I think in this context, it could be that one or both of you have raised your self-esteem and you feel more in control of your life. So when I gave that example about somebody who is in a different work shift, that person, whether it's you or the other person, if that was the case, you may have not wanted to be doing whatever that work was or working those hours, but you felt like at the time you had to do it like that. So maybe you have taken more authority over your own life, starting your own business. Perhaps the two of you have started your own business and you have something in common. The Ace of Wands can be kind of like a to me it could be like a home business entrepreneurial thing, because the creativity is combined with a new venture, and also that autonomy. To me, it could be your own business, and maybe the two of you are doing it together, and that kind of bonds you, but it also gives both of you more freedom. Or, since this is the higher message, it could be that is why things have improved. What crosses you is represented by the Page of Swords. So this is a card of vigilance. Perhaps on your end, depending on what has transpired between you and your partner, and maybe there's more to a story than what I've been saying. It could even have been infidelity. With the Knight of Swords, if you were consulting a lawyer, it could have been that you had some kind of alienation between the two of you because of anything from being separated physically due to a job, whether it be a different shift or just, an assignment in a different country. Or just like the act of having a new baby, and then the other person felt neglected, or just like they couldn't get their needs met, so they went outside of the relationship. The Page of Swords could be that you're kind of on edge about it happening again, and maybe not fully trusting the situation, maybe being overly, being paranoid, which is not necessarily a trait that I would attribute to the average Aquarius person. However, you may, I'm sure that there are Aquarians out there who do get jealous and who don't want an open relationship, who want a monogamous relationship. Or just the fact of maybe the betrayal of being lied to. Maybe it's not so much that your partner had an affair, but the fact that they didn't tell you about it and that you found out some other way. And that kind of destroyed the trust. But, even if that's the case, it does take time. And even if you feel like you're going in the right direction, that wouldn't be so unusual to still have a bit of reserve, a bit of doubt even. And the real question is whether or not you're going to hold on to something, or whether you're going to trust that it's okay. And it's very interesting to listen to people who have experienced infidelity and how they got over it, because as far as I'm concerned, you have to be able to trust that person. If you really don't believe that they're sorry or that they're going to change, then you're just sticking around, but you're not really experiencing a sense of things maybe getting better. You're just you're just there. So it's something to really look at. How do we, and and that's how forgiveness plays into all of this. It's like, how do we forgive like when somebody promises that they will change? Is it possible to forgive instantaneously? I don't think so. I really don't. But that doesn't mean that you are being unkind to that person. It's just kind of like that sense of discomfort, you know, of still doubting. The advice is represented by the Devil card. I've been getting this card over and over again, and you know, I was noting that even the Pentacle is in this particular card, and it's funny how they have a fly in the middle there. But you know, this card is connected to Capricorn and Earth sign, so the Earth connection is also the pleasures or the sins of the flesh. Now, what this could mean, that what this could really mean is that if you're dealing specifically with infidelity, which I didn't get the feel for when I started this reading, but this is kind of where I'm going right now. If you have anything along those lines that you have had to deal with a partner, unless it's with you, I mean, it could be with you. Let's just say either one of you. The Devil card is about that kind of compulsion, that kind of addiction, that kind of feeling like you can't not do something, the pull that's coming from your lower nature. And how does that impact your life in a negative way? And, you know, what does that say about your ability to live life in a way that is wholesome and free? Because really, this deck is the Morgan Greer deck, and I almost said the Morgan Freeman deck. And this deck doesn't have it depicted. The Rider-Waite deck, Pamela Coleman, let me see if I can find that card. It really depicts it in a way that shows the chains that are binding these two people. And they have two people because it is, you know, talking about that sensuality that can be the downfall for people because of their, here it is. I'll look at the Rider-Waite version. And they show the chains. And, you know, the nudity represents that sensuality, again with the pentacles. And the thing is that they are, and they both have devil horns. And the fire, and you know, the thing is that it's not about sensuality as bad. It's about, look at how people ruin their lives with compulsive behavior, ruin their relationships. If this is a person that you're with, you may have to face the fact that they are compelled to do something, even if it is hurting you. And so you might be right to be like the Page of Swords, but it's not a very comfortable way to go through life. Always wondering, always like checking up on somebody. I think if you're an Aquarius and you have a moon in Scorpio, this would be more of a thing that you would do than possibly, you know, just a typical Aquarius. But yeah, so that might be something that you have to kind of like make peace with before you can decide what you're going to ultimately do with the relationship, because it might not be going away. This is why I picked the outcome, the Five of Cups, the card of mourning the loss of something. So it's suggesting that you would admit that this person is, you know, flawed in that sense, where they can't seem to stop with this infidelity. That's what, you know, that's what I'm thinking, but I guess it could be something like an addiction to substance abuse type of a thing, where they keep saying they're sober and they're not. I guess it could be one of those things. Or maybe a spending addiction, gambling. I mean, you know, there's all types of addictions, and actually with gambling, the devil card can be greed. So I mean, it could be something along those lines. But the point is that you have to mourn the loss of the dream of, you know, what could have been. But I picked an additional card which I found interesting. It was like happily ever after, and we can take this two different ways. Either maybe this is just a blip in your marriage. I mean, this is the marriage card. So this can be something, if you're someone who is cohabitating with somebody, but you're engaged and you have plans to get married, this could mean that you overcome that. Could also mean that you are going to have a happy outcome. Maybe it's not with this person, but down the line. You know, when I do these readings, predictions are not the ultimate intention. It's really about kind of looking at different aspects of a problem or a situation and trying to show how by solving the problem you can make space for something like the Ten of Cups, a happier relationship. Okay, and actually the Ten of Cups is also restored family. So this can mean that if you've had some, you know, family joy. So if you've had some kind of difficulty with yourself and somebody else in your relationship, and it has affected your children, or your parents or their parents, affected all of you, the family unit, this can point to that being resolved at some point. And it can go either way. Maybe the person gets better, gets help, or you leave that person and then you solve the problem that way. So, you know, it could go either way, I guess. So anyway, I hope that some of these cards at least resonated with you, Aquarius. And if you'd like a more personalized reading, the link is below. I hope you have a great May. Take care. Bye.